Hi class, I'm Hannah and my partner is Adela for our presentation 2. We were assigned the jurisdiction of Ohio and we're going over the Civil Rule of Procedure Rule 36, which regards requests for admissions. The facts of our case is that a guy named Dave is suing his mechanic for ruining his car. Both sides hire expert witnesses to explain the complex mechanical issues. In an admission request, Dave asked the mechanic to admit that your expert witness would not have recommended the repairs that you performed on the plaintiff's car under the circumstances. The mechanic objects to that question and he refuses to answer. The question that we need to answer is Dave entitled to an answer? So first we're going to go to Westlaw and we're going to find Rule 36, which was really easy to get to. I just typed in Rule 36. And you can see I already set my jurisdiction to Ohio and click search. I scroll down to the statute section and clicked on it. So here's all the information regarding requests for admissions. And Adela and I already copy pasted some excerpts that were relevant and we're going to sum it up for you. So basically, this rule says that the person who is asked a question, an admission, must do it within 28 days. If no response with an objection, admission, or denial, it will be admitted to court that that party gave no response, which will be counted against that party. That party, in this case the mechanic, he may admit it and he may deny it with substantial reasons, and he can partially admit and partially deny with substantial reasons. Or he may state that they have made reasonable inquiry and that the information known or readily obtainable is insufficient to enable him to admit or deny. Also, he is doing this all in good faith, which means that he's acting under oath with this discovery process. If it's revealed later that he withheld important information or lied to the opposing counsel and to the court itself, he could be guilty of perjury, which will really count against him. He'll get in lots of trouble. And then our final note is that an objection has to be stated with a justifiable reason. So the mechanic cannot just say, I object, and then not give a reason for it. The court will not uphold an objection without a really good reason. And they can also order the mechanic to answer that question. Okay, I'm going to hand it off to Adela.
Hey everyone, so how we find our cases? We went to Westlaw and use search term in quotation marks request for admission within the same paragraph 36. Oh no, Rule 36. Within the same paragraph, Rule 36. Yes. And then we click cases, and this is our first case. We use it, and in this case the most important part is where is this part when they use the Civil Rules 36 is self-executing, and the matters set forth in the request for admissions are automatically deemed admitted if they are not answered by the rules deadline. So in our case, it can be used against the mechanic because he refuses to answer Dave. So in our second case, we use similar search term and we use quotation marks request for admission within the same paragraph, and instead of Rule 36 we use refuse to answer. And then we click cases. And we use this case, the First Federal Bank of Ohio versus Angelini, and the background is mortgagee brought foreclosure action against mortgagors, and the secured creditor. The Court of Common Pleas Crawford County granted mortgagees motions that requests for admission be deemed admitted and mortgagees motions for summary judgment defendants appeal. And in this case, the most important part is without citing any of specific answers given by the Angelinis, the trial court stated that pursuant to Civil Rules 36A, a party may not give lack of information or knowledge as an answer or objection. So these are the cases we use for this.
So after going through our research, we're going to try to answer the question, is Dave entitled to an answer? Yes, Dave is. The mechanic's answer may consist of the following. He can admit it, he can deny it, he can, but he has to, fairly meet the substance of the requested admission. He may partially admit and partially deny, or he can state that he has made reasonable inquiry and that the information known or readily obtainable is insufficient to enable him to admit or deny. But he cannot simply refuse to answer. If he does so, it will count against him in court. Furthermore, if the mechanic's objection, he must be accompanied with justifiable reasons as to why he should not have to answer. So the mechanic cannot say, I object, and then blank, nothing. That will not cut it in court. Our binding authorities are listed. We use the statute itself, the Ohio Civil Rule 36, and the Gherkin case, and the First Federal Bank of Ohio case. And that is it for our presentation. Thank you all for watching.